So a lot of this video is going to be me talking about the ordeal I had this last weekend, just so you guys are aware. Today, my ice fishing season came to an abrupt stop. What's up everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Revalos. My name is Francis and I like making videos and sharing my experiences. If you're new to the channel, you'll find everything from the great outdoors to traveling to eating, sometimes all at the same time. Today, my ice fishing season came to an abrupt stop. So there are a few weeks left in the ice fishing season. Since I'm not using my ice shack, like my permanent ice shack for the rest of the season, I decided to pull it off the ice. Even though I was doing that, I still had plans to go up north and fish with my buddy Randy. I don't have a lot of footage, but I'm going to try to illustrate this story as much as I can. So essentially, this is how everything went down. My ice shack is sitting on Sylvan Lake at Norganwold, just north about a mile. We made it to the spot that it was parked at and we made it work. Everything's going good. All right guys, it's time to take our ice shack off the ice. Hooking up to the shack was simple and easy. I backed in one try and dropped it down onto the ball. Thank you so much Ice Shack for the 2022-2023 ice fishing season. This has been an awesome year. All I had to do now was literally drive off the ice. I went away from the crowd and apparently also away from the beaten path. I got stuck. Mind you, I have my daughter and my wife in the vehicle with me. No problem. So I grabbed my shovel and started digging. The family was in the truck, safe and warm. I was able to rock my truck back and forth with the trailer, but not very well. So I made mention of this in a previous video. How I love the Alberta, well, I guess in this case, Sylvan Lake fishing community. I love the Alberta fishing community. Pro or not, we all help each other out and we all take care of each other. Like they're crazy awesome, I'm telling you. Two fishermen came over without me asking. They assessed the situation, grabbed shovels, came back and like helped me start digging. It was insane. I made a post on Facebook kind of thanking them because I didn't really get to thank them before I left. And some other fishermen even commented on that post saying, "Good job, fellow fishermen. We might hide our hooks and our fishing spots, but most will bend over backwards to help someone in need. Good job, guys." I totally agree. Sorry, back to the story. So we were able to rock the truck and trailer back and forth more, but we were still slipping. All of a sudden, another fisherman showed up in a big white Ford, and before he could even say anything, he was already getting out, hopping out, grabbing straps, helping set up to tug me out. I couldn't believe it. I didn't even ask. They just helped. Also, a bit of ice fishing fact. Tow trucks will almost never come out onto the ice because they're not insured to. Just keep that in mind. So the guy in the Ford is already hooked up to my hooks on the front of my truck. My nerves are pretty shot at this point, to be honest. All I can see is the Ford ahead of me. All of a sudden, after one good pull, he stops. I think that he saw that the truck and trailer were free from the deep snow, but I didn't. Foot was still on the accelerator. The only thing going through my mind was, don't rear end this guy. I got really close to his rear end, so I shot to the left. The truck hopped a bit, and in my mind again, I'm like, oh, did I hit him? I got out of the truck as fast as I could because I honestly thought I hit him. My nerves at that point were still going. I run to take a look. Okay, good. I didn't hit him. But then I slowly started stepping back. I backed a bit further away from the front of the truck and I just kind of took a look. I'm literally staring at one wheel like this and the other wheel like this. Damn. So literally I ran over this dude's toe strap. It wrapped around the CV boot and the steering arm and cinched so tight that it just crushed them. So hence why the wheel kind of did what it wanted after that point. I was honestly more worried about getting this guy's toe strap back to him than the fact that my wheel was kind of just doing its own thing. I told him I apologized about the strap and the small clevis, and he says to me, don't sweat it, it's like 10 bucks. It's Princess Auto Special. Anyway, thank you guys again. I appreciate you guys reaching out. I just wanted to fully say thank you to you guys, and like for real, I appreciate everything you guys did for me. That's Preston, Chris, and Darren, I believe. Thank you guys, I appreciate you. So at this point, this is all starting to settle and sink in. Holy, I messed up bad. Anyway, I jump into my truck because I'm in sneakers and jogging pants. My wife is a little bit shaken up and my daughter's watching kid shows. We're safe, we're good. I calm down a bit, and then I tell my buddy where I'm storing my shack that, hey, I'm stuck. This is the circumstances. He tells me, okay, I'm on my way. I'm gonna bring a buddy too. I start calling tow truck companies. I call the first tow truck driver on my list. They say they can't drive on the ice because of liability issues, and the off-road unit that they do have is out of commission. And even if it was available, it would be a lot of money to render that service. This is brutal. I call another friend who's really good with vehicles. He says to call a certain tow truck driver, and I realize that it's the same one I just called, and he tells me, hey, tell him that you know Earl and to get off his and pick you up. And like I said, he tells me that the tow truck driver won't pick me up due to liability issues, so to figure out a way to try to get it to shore. In my mind, I just wanted to get it to shore, so I was gonna literally drag that tire.
How about new?
But he says, if it spins, try ratchet strapping the knuckle as hard as you can so it stays straight. Makes total sense. So I say, okay, I'll figure that out and I'll call back the tow truck driver. As soon as I get off the phone with Earl, my buddy Brandon shows up with a couple of his buddies. Super appreciative of those other guys. Thank you. They assess the situation and they tell me this is gonna be super easy. So they quickly came up with the plan and started to execute. So basically, they cut the rest of the strap that wrapped around free, so it's free rolling, and then they check to see if the arm would touch. The arms won't touch, and they say crawl. We're gonna crawl your truck all the way there because your wheel is still rolling, but it's just a matter of keeping the wheel straight. So I'm like, okay, sure. So I get in, we start crawling it. Brandon's buddy is out there kicking the tire and making sure it stays straight. And every time it goes a little bit off kilter, he just gives it a good whack and boom, straight. Crazy, I never would have thought of that. Anyway, we're doing this, we're crawling all the way to the shore. And then he says, hey, look, there's a rut there. Try to get your wheels in that rut. So we get the wheels in the rut and he says, you can pick up some speed. So we pick up some speed and we're rolling. We're rolling faster and he doesn't have to kick anymore. And like he'll make a couple adjustments here and there. Success, the truck was at shore. But I'm glad to just get this vehicle off the ice. A bit of an ordeal, but completely my fault. But to those that helped me shovel, to those guys, those fishermen that were on the ice, if you're watching this by some miracle, thank you. I appreciate you guys, and thank you to the guy that towed me out with the big Ford. I appreciate you, and yeah, let's see what happens next. So we crawled it up the hill to a house where the guy that was kicking the tire went and asked the lady if we could just park there for a couple hours until we figured the situation out. And she said it was cool. Brandon went off back to the shop. He took Nash and Naisha with him. Nash and Naisha are headed to a shop to drop off the trailer, and he lent me a vehicle. Like, I'm a little overwhelmed with like the kindness of everybody that helped me and took the time out of their schedules to help me with this. But yeah, he lent me a vehicle that I could use while my truck was at the shop. And then I called that tow truck driver. Earl had suggested I call, told him that, hey, I know Earl. And he was just like, oh man, I'll be right there. So this wheel is turned. Then you go over here and this wheel is straight. That's what happened. Picked up the truck, and then he ended up taking it to a local Sylvan Lake mechanic shop for me. And yeah, but yeah, I'm not getting paid to talk about anybody or anything like that. But Hooker's Towing, Jeremy, the tow truck driver, he's a real cool dude. Check them out if you ever need a tow anywhere near Sylvan Lake. And Rapid Auto, man, they hooked it up too, and they fixed my truck in a jiffy. And so I'm back on the road again, and it didn't take long. It just took a weekend. And they're not even open on weekends. So yeah, Hooker's Towing, Rapid Auto, check them out. So yeah, I'm a little leery about taking my truck out on the ice. I know I have like 2 more weeks of the ice fishing season still left, but I think this is pretty much going to be it for my season. I'm going to start preparing for open water season. And so yeah, this is how my ice fishing season made an abrupt stop. But everything's good, everyone is safe, and I'm back on the road again. If you liked that video, go ahead and hit that like button, and if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, then that bell icon for more notifications from the Revalos Thank you guys for watching. Every interaction with you guys helps me grow this channel, and I appreciate each and every one of you guys. So yeah, we'll catch you guys on the next film, and thank you guys for watching.